Hello Capricorn friends, my name is Annie Botticelli. Welcome to my December 2019 horoscope report for you. I offer all kinds of free information every month. I'm working hard for you to give you as much information as I possibly can to help you to make the most of all of the astrological things going on. So you can see more goodies at anniehelpsyou.com and at cozybysweetstarlight.com. And if you forget those websites, you can click in the notes underneath each video and they are there. I will also mention them again later. So what's up in this month? This month of December is super important in the scheme of the rest of the next 13 months between now and the end of 2020. We'll talk about why. There are going to be amazing opportunities for you to reinvent yourself. We've got birthdays for some of you. We've got a lot of walking through some of the shadow sides in order to get to this beautiful rebirth possibility. We've got friends and connections and groups and internet-based projects wanting to support everything that you do, or if you're trying to push your launches and important things this month into those areas, you've got extra support. And we have your work sector highlighted, your career, your authority figures, your connections with your dad and dad figures. So we've got, you know, a lot of areas that are really, really highlighted this month. So I'm going to go into a lot more details. To better understand and use the information that's specific for Capricorn, I have to give you 3 top things about December to know, because those pieces are going to flavor all of the other Capricorn specific information that I give you. So we're just going to take a couple of minutes here to do that. I'm also going to give you the sweet dates of the month and the salty dates of the month so that you can mark them down and kind of, you know, be prepared. The way I always explain this is like, if you're a grandparent and your grandkids are coming and you happen to be a grandparent that has like white carpets and white hand towels and things like that, it will be very smart for you to switch those things out when the grandkids come, right? So if you know the grandkids are coming, you just take all your nice linens and dishware, put them up so that all the the kids can play and be free and you can have a good time. And then when they go, you can put your stuff out again. So that is that kind of thinking that I do these horoscopes with, because I always get everything out to you early. So if you know the energies that are coming, you can be prepared to handle them more because it's expected. Okay, so let's check out these 3 December must-knows, and then we'll get back to these juicy details about how Capricorn which Capricorn areas of life, I briefly mentioned them, but I'll go into more detail, are going to be highlighted and what kind of things you can expect with this energy. Okay, so I'm going to give you this quick overview of the general energy of December 2019, and it's really critical to understand this before we start putting in the pieces for your sign, because it will flavor the whole month, and everything that we talk about that's specific for you is going to have these 3 big pieces that are just overlaying everything. Okay, so there are 3 main things to know about December 2019. The first is that we have way more sweet aspects than salty ones. This happened also in November. It definitely flavors the month when there are more sweet aspects than challenging ones. You know, your individual chart could vary, because you could have a challenging time going on in your chart and then the general horoscopes could be like super sweet and you could be like, well, the horoscopes are wrong, and they're not. The general horoscopes, your personal charts, are all individual pieces of a very complex total picture. But just talking about the general transits, there's definitely more sweetness this month than there is salty stuff going on. And I will give you the dates for those sweet and salty aspects. Big thing to know about this month, time to get it done. December 9th is when the post-Mercury retrograde transit, Mercury went direct on November 20th, but every day after November 20th until December 9th was this kind of Mercury waking up, changing directions. I kind of see this as like making a U-turn. You know, if you're going one direction, you have to slow down, come to a stop, make the turn, go speed up again. Okay, so this period of time between November 20th and December 9th is like coming back up to speed. All right, but from December 9th through February 2nd is the last major open window of all of 2020. 2020 is a year that is entrenched with inward and backward energy from personal planet retrogrades. Mercury, Venus, Mars, all going to be going retrograde. Mercury will be going retrograde 3 times as usual. And this is just going to be a very internal with themes from the past type of year. So your time to like push things out in a big way is December and January, and you've got awesome aspects this month to do it. There's a massive Capricorn influence, which is also helpful here because there are just so many planets in Capricorn, outer planets, the ones furthest from us, inner planets, the ones closest to us. So it's a time to strategize, get things done, get organized, make plans, you know, just like really take the bull by the horns and to do things. There's also the Sagittarius influence, which is going to make a dizzying, busy, you know, all over the place, spiral, spinning out, exuberant type of energy, which is really nice as a counterbalance to this very serious Capricorn energy. So we do have those Sag influences, and those are going to be coming in a big way, bringing some lightheartedness and optimism and fun to this otherwise very, you know, focused time. The third thing to know is that the eclipse energies are really, really happening now. Okay, I've been talking about these for months before they actually happened, because they can actually show up as major manifestations in months before they happen. But this month we have the December eclipse, which is December 25th or 26th, depending on your time zone. But the whole month, you know, and before December even and after December, major changes. So to see how this is going to affect your sign, very specifically with great detail, watch my November report for your sign. Okay, because in there I talk about all of the details of exactly where you are on the spectrum for your sign, and how that will manifest for you. I did a whole separate video series, a whole 12-set separate video series for the January eclipses. So look for that, you know, look for your sign, lunar eclipse 2020, Annie Botticelli, and you will find these very detailed storylines of how you are very likely going to experience those eclipses, what areas of life are going to be highlighted for you. Okay, now the last thing I want to do here before we get into more specifics with your sign has to do with the sweet and salty dates. Okay, so the sweet aspects, 2nd, 3rd, 8th, 10th, 13th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 15th, 19th, 21st, 22nd, 24th, 26th, and 27th. And I've got them written down here. Okay, the salty ones, 8th, 11th, 13th, 19th, 22nd, 23rd, and 26th. You'll notice some of these are in common. So there are many days this month that there are sweet and salty aspects on the same days. Okay, so you can either, you know, try to align your things with the days that don't have those same things going on, or you can just feel your way through. An aspect happens on a certain day, but our timeline for how we can experience it can be days before or days after. So you just have to kind of feel your way through. If you're like planning a big launch and you're having a crappy day and it's just not, things aren't flowing, maybe wait until everything feels like, okay, 1, 2, 3, now sync up. You know, it's really important for you to learn to feel these rhythms for yourself. I teach you this and give you guidelines, but you're feeling your way through is my main goal. Okay, so those are the aspects to note. Now let's look at these juicy details about how your sign specific energies are going to show up. Okay, so now we're back. We're going to talk about some Capricorn specific things. I have become known for differentiating out where in the Capricorn spectrum you are, early, middle, and late degree. There are some months and some things that we talk about that are actually going to be true for all placements, and this is one of those months. There are 4 houses or fields of experience that are highlighted for all Capricorn placements. So everything that I talk about in this reading is going to be true for all of you, unless I see something that I have to quickly differentiate out and, you know, tell you if someone in a different area of the spectrum has something different than what I'm saying. But otherwise, just know that everything I'm talking about is for all of you. Okay, so let's get to some Capricorn specific things now. The first thing I want to talk about is birthdays. Okay, so towards the end of the month, early degree placements, that means December born placements, are going to have their birthdays. And by the way, if you're watching for Capricorn moon or Capricorn sun, this period of time when the sun crosses over your moon or crosses over your ascendant is like a rebirth time, similar to a birthday energy, even though it's not the exact birthday. Okay, so what I'm about to describe is going to be happening for you December born friends at the end of this month. For the January born Capricorns, this is going to be happening for you in January, but it's important for you all to know it, so I'm going to talk about it for you all, just let you know that it's staggered. Okay, so every planet represents an essence of our experience, or archetypal energies. And the sun represents desire. Okay, so when the sun in the sky gets back to the same point that it was at when you were born, it's called a solar return. And that is when the universe is very open to your desires. So birthday wishes are astrological things. Okay, so definitely don't dismiss the power of your birthday wishes. And if something isn't manifesting, then just keep wishing for it on the new moons, on the, birthdays, on the other astrological power periods. I have a video about how to do this called Making Wishes Come True. If you just search for Making Wishes Come True and Annie, then you can see more about how you use astrological power periods for wishing, including birthdays. So you can see more details about how you write your wishes down, say them out loud, feel them as if they've already come true, which is the biggest piece. All right, so the thing to know before birthdays, and again, this is going to be staggered. You early degree people are going to feel this in December, the early parts, the first 3 weeks of December. You middle degree people, you'll start feeling this towards the end of December. So I guess we should help you see where you are in this. Okay, so early born or early caps are December born, or 0 to 9 degrees. Middle caps are January 1st through 10th, or 10 to 19 degrees. Late caps are January 11th through the rest of the sign, or 20 to 29 degrees. Okay, so you early friends in the December grouping or 0 to 9 degrees, you're going to feel this in the first 3 weeks of the month. The middle degrees, you're going to feel what I'm about to describe towards the end and then the beginning of January. And then the late degrees, you're going to experience this in like the, first, second, third, just like depending on your placement, but like in January, you're going to experience this. And what happens is that before birthday time, the sun gets into the 12th house, okay, before it comes and crosses over this point that is your sun, moon, rising, whatever you're watching for. And these reports are equally for you, whether you have a moon in Cap, sun in Cap, or rising in Cap. So before the sun gets there, it goes into the 12th house. And the 12th house is like the attic of our experience. It's like, seriously nasty in there sometimes. But then you find like family heirlooms that have sentimental value, or things that are worth monetary value. It's like a spotlight in your subconscious mind. And so in the weeks before your birthday, it can sort of bring up fears and addictions and, challenges, problems, blocks, patterns, so that you can get it into your forefront so that you can have all of the things that you don't want in your mind when you wish for the things that you do want, which is on your birthday. Okay. So that's the first piece. Now what I'm going to talk about, let me think about this for a second. Okay, so this again is going to be true for all Cap placements. This is a really busy time in the cosmos for Capricorn, because not only do we have all these outer planets that are moving through Capricorn, now we have Venus. Towards the end of the month, we'll have the sun. Mercury's going to follow. It'll take a little longer. And then Jupiter is going to get into Capricorn in December. So there's so much energy in Capricorn. And whenever planets move through Capricorn, they bump up against your Capricorn placements. And that adds intensity. So there's just so many layers of, fruition, drama, breakthroughs. And of course, that eclipse cycle that we talked about, that Cancer eclipse cycle, is still, it's in your sign. So just massive changes. I expect massive changes for you at this time. So now, also talking about, this is, this being true for all early, middle, and late degree placements, the 1st, the 12th, the 11th, and the 10th houses are accentuated. Okay, so there's the early chart. We're going to talk about what those things mean, these areas mean, but I just want you to see that it's the same for everybody. So middle degree friends, you're going to have the 1st, 12th, 11th, and 10th houses accentuated. You see the planets there. When there are planets in those houses, houses are fields of experience we have as humans. When there are planets in those houses, there's a party in the house, or the party of whatever, wherever that is. There's a gathering of all these energies, and the more planets there are, the more energy there is there. So this is one of those situations where you late degree friends really this month have more 12th, 11th, and 10th house representation. So when I talk about the first house manifestations, you all at the end there, you're going to be having those really more into January, but everything else is going to be on for you all. All right, so let's see what that looks like. Make a little grid here. I've had quite a few people tell me that they like these little grids, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, so we've got the, what did we say? 10th, 11th, 12th, and 1st houses. These are the playgrounds for the planets this month. The playgrounds for the planets this month, okay? So all caps are having work, career, authority figures, their place out in the world. So jobs, businesses, retirements, things going on with your dad. Anybody with strong cap placements, you're probably going to be having things going on with dads, or healing things with dads if your dads aren't around, or authority figures or bosses or something like that, because it's just really full of this 10th house energy. And since the planet, the sign of Capricorn is representing the 10th house, there's even that much more energy that you have accentuating the 10th house. So expect this to be a big time for your work, career. For those of you who don't work, then your place out in the world, whatever it is that you're doing here, whatever you're showing up with your gifts, that's going to be accentuated. All caps are also going to have this 11th house. So this is friends, networking. People could hold important pieces for you, someone that you just meet, an acquaintance. If you're dating, or if someone says, hey, I think you should meet my friend, or you should meet this person, say yes, unless you have an intuitive feeling otherwise, because this is a time when connections with other people are going to be very critical, and the exact person that you need to help you with something or to connect you with something can show up. Community-based efforts, internet-based efforts, if you're launching a website, or if you're doing something, like with social media, or if just anything that has to do with this 11th house, humanitarian efforts, friendships, groups, teaching, leading groups, things like that, that can all be really brought up in a big way. This 12th house is the house of fears and everything having to do with the deep, dark shadow place. Okay, so that's coming up. And even though I had said that, the sun's not going to get there until January for you later degree people, you can see that for you late degree people, you still have a really full 12th house. So even though the sun's not there yet, you are definitely included in this 12th house manifestation. So it's basically time to clean the attic. And when you get in the attic, you might be creeped out. So just kind of know you've got to brave. This is the Harry Potter house, I call it. You have to realize the things outside of you are really inside of you, and just kind of brave your internal waters. Hypnosis, psychology, past life regression, anything where you're just diving deep into this abyss and this shadow work is going to be amazing. So early and middle degree placements, and then coming soon for late degree placements, this first house, this is the rebirth. This is the, identity in your physical body, and bringing things into the manifest, and just having to do with your identity and how people see you and how you place yourself out in the world. That's all going to be strongly highlighted. Sometimes this can have physical health crisis or physical health breakthrough, weight loss routines, anything for your health regimens. Doctors, labs, things like that are amazing for all cap placements for December and also January. Those are the kind of times when the stars are really clear. You can get more clear results because you don't have the murkiness of the retrogrades to make some headway on something having to do with your physical body, and also your image. If you have to take pictures or do something to promote yourself, this is a time where you can redefine your image. Now, for those of you who want to do drastic haircuts, wardrobe changes, anything where you're launching yourself as something different, feel into doing this in December or January, because big, huge things like that, like cutting all your hair off, or, getting tattoos, or, getting permanent makeup, or anything that's permanent or long-term, those are the kind of things you're going to want to avoid for pretty much the rest of 2020. So if you're feeling wow, I really need to reinvent myself, the December-January timeframe is going to be amazing for that. So overall, super powerful time for Capricorns. Expect this massive change to continue. Definitely check out my November reports to see how this December eclipse is likely to affect you, and definitely check out my separate lunar eclipse in Cancer series. So just search for Capricorn lunar eclipse January 2020, and I have an in-depth report about how the eclipse in January will start affecting you, because even in December, even in November, you might start seeing effects from that January eclipse. So definitely go to my website, AnnieHelpsYou.com. so that you can sign up for my free email newsletter. And when you do, you will get, remember those dates I gave you, the sweet ones and the salty ones? Well, I give a write-up for my email list, special for them, every month, a month early, all the sweet dates, all the salty dates, what aspects they are, what planets are involved, what signs are involved, and what you can expect from those combinations, plus a little general overview written of the month. You get that delivered to your inbox every month, a month early, when you go to AnnieHelpsYou.com and sign up for my free email newsletter. It will look like this. And you will also get my 28-day virtual coaching program called Shine for free when you sign up there, plus other free goodies. If you love how I teach and you want to learn, I'm an astrology teacher. That is my main focus. You at AnnieHelpsYou.com. Besides seeing a massive amount of astrology and other blogs on that site, you can see my astrology apprenticeship program. And if you want to learn how to be an astrologer and make money doing that, I can teach you how to do that. I have people often coming out of my course, even before the course is done, already earning money as an astrologer. So massively comprehensive. If you think my videos are detailed, you should see my astrology apprenticeship program. So you can see that at AnnieHelpsYou.com. And for written horoscopes by me, a month early, and lifestyle blogs, including an astrology for wellness blog that is massively, again, comprehensive, go to cozybysweetstarlight.com. And these links that I'm giving you are all in the notes underneath the video. So if you click on more, then it will be there and you can just link straight through. cozybysweetstarlight.com. It's such a beautiful site. Just go there even just to see how pretty it is. And the last thing, get my book, Radical Prayer, Transform Your Life and the World in 28 Days, with amazing, powerful, radical prayers, mantras, affirmations that will help you claim the life of your dreams. You can get that on Amazon. You can search for Radical Prayer Annie and you'll find it, or you can go to radicalprayerbook.com. It's an amazing handbook for my fellow spiritual seekers. My husband, B.R. Newman, also has all kinds of goodies, offerings, new things all the time at his website, iamhelios.com, iamhelios.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye!